Yeah, hello guys. Time for a game. I'm gonna play the yellow kind defense. And back in here. Oh, this is a very good trap. And I don't know why he did that. He should have pushed the ball. That's how he normally moves. And this, that is a bit a little surprising, I must say. So that is a little surprising. Now take this with a check. I don't even know what that is. He's playing this, well, not so seriously. You know, I could exchange here, so let me just resign because I've got a lot of time at hand. Alright, so, well, yeah, I think just resign here. That was good victory. And, well, we got 8 points. Let me know if the audio is clear enough. And time for a bullet game, but let's go for a good open. Oh, I just lost him. It was just 1-8 guy. Played with him. I can't play 0 plus 1. 2 plus 0. There's no 1 plus 0 here. And in 3 minutes you have a super bullet. Well, why don't we by the time do a puzzle? Okay, so it's white to play here. The knight's very prominent. So let's see what we can do here. You have to understand that this rook is hanging totally. So is that in any way the part of the solution? What could fight do so dramatic here? One thing I can spot is, well, okay, takes. It's not compulsory that he takes. Yeah, it's not compulsory, but of course you can play this followed by f6. And the other thing I can spot is this queen is the only supporter of this d6 pawn here. But my knight is hanging. I cannot directly attack this. So all in all, I can see that maybe this makes a lot of sense because king takes and queen check and king goes back and then you have f6. Okay, I'm gonna try that. That is the best move. Queen h5 check, king goes back, and now f6. Queen has to sacrifice herself, and well, if not, then if he pushes the pawn over here, if he pushes the pawn, then you have got queen h6 and g7 mate, that's known as the Anastasia's mate. Alright, so that was good. That's the Anastasia's mate. Well, that was good. And let's go for another. Whoa, it's right from the opening, and as you can see, it's from a game by players who were 1900 and 2000, so that's quite interesting. That shows how much really, um, how important really these games are. Also, the fact that the tactics are, the motifs are very strikingly similar, whether it be amateur or whether you're looking at some serious games. Now over here you have to spot that this queen f6 and there's some connection with the rooks. The bishop's looking at f2. Of course the bishop at the moment is attacked, so I can't go queen f6 now because I lose my bishop. But now let's see, if I take here and the king takes, I have a check, but that doesn't guarantee the rook because the king can just go back and I have to move the pawn and then I stand any chance of doing that. Hmm. However, well, let's say if bishop takes, king takes, and queen check, well, that also protected by the knight. So what do I do here? The rook is hanging, but there's this pawn here. If I play bishop d4, I think the refutation is quite simple. Not that nothing that you can do. Of course, over here, if I play queen h4, threatening the mate, I do get a double attack on this pawn on b4, but it's important that he could take my bishop, and then my queen has nothing after that. So do I just save my bishop? If I take, surely knight takes and the knight is hanging, but then how do I exploit that advantage? Whoa, this one is a little tricky, I must admit. If this was not the pawn on, or not, the pawn on e5, then this is pretty simple. After you make the sacrifice, you win the rook. But there's this e5 pawn here. Of course, these pieces are weak. So one is attacked, the others the other remains unsupported. Well, the idea could be I sacrifice and then king takes and queen check, and then if g6, then again queen d4 check, and I'm winning the rook. That's probably the best that can happen. Of course, if the king moves somewhere, then it's horrible for him. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go to this check. Yeah, I've expected that. Now with this check, I'm winning the rook here. So this it's fantastic. So now my uh, alright. Of course, I'll be back since my account shows the stream health is a little weak on the video part. Let me just come back to you in a little bit. Enjoy the ad. Alright. Thanks for bearing, and we're back. Time for another position. It's black to play here. The first thing you should notice is that this is check. Of course, the bishop could block. There is this attack on the bishop and queen, but it's adequately protected for the moment. So you've got to watch for those things. You cannot take the opposition directly. What you can do, of course, you can eliminate this particular knight, of course, with this idea of this fork. Well, that works. Certainly does. I like that whole idea. And seriously, that is brilliant. If you take this, then This defender is lost, and you do get an attack here on the b3 square. But is there any other idea, any other trick? Well, can we now play queen to c2, attacking both, and actually then the rook has to be moved? Isn't that the case? And the pawn is covering the b4 square. Mm, well, because my rating is high, of course, I get the games between 200 rated players or well above over it sometimes. And it does look like bishop takes c3 or queen c2. One of those moves, surely, at the moment at least. Such the moves like knight f6 and everything is, I mean, they are very slow. Of course, the point also was that if not for this h2 pawn, then knight takes and pawn takes, and then I could have gone for bishop check, winning the queen. But then after knight takes g3, this pawn here could take. So I have got to watch for those things as well. Hmm. Yeah, seriously. Otherwise, that was a very good idea. If not for this h2 pawn, it could be a fork check, and I win the queen. But you can take with the h2 pawn. What else? Of course, I can win the pawn here. After bishop takes knight, you can win the pawn. But the tactics normally are for something more than just a pawn. So I would think that there's more to it. What about the check or checks? Let's say. Okay, for both the checks, you certainly have this bishop blocking. It's the only resource. That's a fact. All right. Bishop takes c3. Sure. How do I bring my rook into the game here? Cannot take any direct opposition because it will be with a check. That's not what you want. That is not what you want. So confusing this. For queen c2, what does he do? I'm attacking the rook. Where does he go? With this, he has rook a3. He also has, as a matter of fact, queen to c4. Yeah, those things are there. Well, knight takes check. Bishop blocks. Queen c2, then rook a3. The rook moves, and then the bishop attacks. That's also okay. I'm gonna go with queen c2 because if bishop takes, whatever he takes, I'm winning the e2 pawn. I know that, but then a tactic for a pawn in leeches, well, I don't believe that that's the whole idea because after he takes, you take the rook, and trust me, after that, I do not see a good continuation. So, queen c2, I don't know. Yeah, that's not the answer. So the answer was indeed this bishop. The queen is attacked, and the queen could move to some other square. Let's say what can be so great about that? The queen moves, and then you have mate in three, queen check, bishop blocks it, and oh, then you set up this, and then king moves, and then king queen g1 is made. Wow, that was something good. I did see bishop d4, but then I did not see the follow-up of this check and then attack on the f2. Wow, brilliant. Let's do one more. Clearly, that goes to show that those puzzles are quite interesting. And so what do I do here? Count shows the extreme health is the d4 square. Mm, well, because my rating is high, of course, we get the games between 200 rated players or well above over it sometimes. And it does look like bishop takes c3 or queen c2. One of those moves, surely. At the moment, at least. The moves like knight f6 and everything is, I mean, they are very slow. Of course, the point also was that if not for this h2 pawn, then knight takes and pawn takes, and then I would have gone for bishop check, winning the queen. But then after knight takes g3, this pawn here could take. So I have got to watch for those things as well. Yeah, seriously. Otherwise, that was a very good idea. If not for this h2 pawn, it could be a fork check, and I win the queen. But you can take with the h2 pawn. Not take any direct opposition because it will be with a check. That's not what you want. That is not what you want. So confusing this. And oh, then you set up this, and then king moves, and then king queen g1 is made. Wow, that was something good. I did see bishop d4, but then I did not see the follow-up of this check and then attack on the f2. Yeah. Let's do one more. Clearly, that goes to show that those puzzles. 14. Well, okay, French defense here. I'm not sure if this. I really have no idea as to why he's. Yeah, no idea. Okay, this does make things a little. Here, stop pushing. And stop pushing. Sacrifice. Love such sacrifices. Hmm. Again, I will say that such sacrifices. Believe me. Whoa. Now what? Yeah, of course you don't. Okay, mate here. That's the only defense he had. But then, what do I do? Maybe I take here. Okay, this is check. I have to say that he had a check. I'm not sure. He had this rook b1 check. He didn't do anything with that check. And now what? Check. 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 Okay. Check. 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 I don't even know what that is. Okay. Oh, oh! What the hell just happened? Okay, was close. Was quite interesting. Also, see bishop d4, but then I did not see the follow-up of this check and then attack on prizes. Didn't leave me. Well, check. I'm not sure. He had this rook b1 check. He didn't do anything with that check. And now what? Check. 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 Okay. Check. Check. Here. Check. I don't even know what that is. Okay. Oh, oh! What the hell just happened? Okay, was close. Was quite interesting.